Welcome to the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. Your adventure into the world of comic book movies starts here.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. My name's Travis.
And I'm Patrick with a special guest today.
Woohoo, that's me. Hey, I know. Dun, dun, dun. Hey everyone, my name's Nhi Do. I'm an actor. So happy to be on again. It's not my
Yeah.
first rodeo.
Yeah, actually
glad to
came
have you
back.
back.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this your second or third time on? I know we had you for Army of Darkness.
But I did the
This is
Star
the
Trek one as
third.
well.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
think
that's
this
right.
is my
Generations.
third.
Yeah.
Generations.
Right on. I know when you joined us for Generations, you teased that you had something coming out you were excited about, that you were getting your first action figure or first toy. I think now you can talk about that. So I want
Ooh.
you to, hit us with that right up top, since you couldn't share it last time.
Oh man, good memory. Yes, I am officially a Lego character now. Ah!
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm in the series called Lego Friends, and I play Emma, who's the little one in purple.
Right on.
So you can check
Nice.
it out. We have our holiday special on YouTube.
Okay. We'll
Okay,
we'll link that. And
It's very
Wow.
family friendly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. And my daughter's getting into Lego, so that'll be
Oh,
right up her
perfect.
alley. Yeah,
Oh, she'll love it.
very cool.
And
So the
I
Lego
think the
Friends edition.
previous, yeah,
Gotcha.
the previous one they made them more like animated, but this version they made them actually look like Lego pieces to keep in
Oh,
line
okay.
with like
Oh,
all the other
okay.
Lego series that they
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
That's cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Wow, I'm jealous. Although, I guess I could make my own Lego version of me, but it really wouldn't look like me, so that's not
Yeah,
the
just
same, I guess.
start making your own stop
Yeah.
motion little Lego cartoons.
Yep. I don't think the
I would
production value will
watch
be the
that.
same, but yeah.
Come on, Patrick, do it. Do it.
Peer pressure, dang it. That's so cool, though. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's bucket list, get your own
Yeah.
little figure. So that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a bit surreal. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we doing here today, Travis?
Oh man, we're getting to our first Tom Cruise. A little hard to
Dun,
believe,
dun,
but
dun, 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 dun.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Not if I sing it. Not
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
sing it.
No,
It's
that was too
it's a
good. That was way
cover.
too good.
It's a
Yeah.
cover.
It's a cover. Yeah, so judging by that excellent cover and not actual audio, it was Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
1996.
1996. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. The one that
Yeah.
started it all.
Yeah.
I forgot how
Um,
old the credits looked for the opening sequence.
Yeah. And that odd choice to show you the movie, in
Oh, in the
in
credits.
in the
Yeah.
credits. And
The
I know
Oh,
I know all of the movies do that. They follow that format. It's a bizarre choice. Maybe I can't imagine that the TV series did. I mean, maybe they had snippets of the show, of course, in the opening credits, but I can't imagine they did every single episode that way. But
yeah.
I don't
They
know.
actually show the watch with Phelps on it, like
Oh, okay.
at like the end sequence, like
Yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
movie. It was,
Oh my
The big reveal.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I know. I looked it up and there was like 7 major plot points
Mm.
in
yeah.
that opening credit.
I totally forgot that. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I was like, geez, spoiler alerts credit. Golly. But yeah.
What's everyone's history with Mission Impossible?
I saw it in the theater with my dad because he was into the
Okay.
TV show.
Right.
So we went to that and it was pretty awesome. I remember that.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much.
Featured.
I thought it was going to be like a made for TV movie, kind of like, because I wasn't used to like TV turning into movies. So I just
Oh, yeah.
assumed it was gonna be like a cheesy 70s TV show. So I had no idea what I was getting
Right.
in store for. Like I didn't realize like it was gonna be a full on, like
Yeah.
Hollywood production. Because I don't know. I was like,
TV shows as movies hadn't really been a
yeah,
big thing at that point. What I know they did Dragnet, you know. I'm
yeah.
sure there were a few other movies as TV shows as movies, but yeah.
That was still a new thing. How did your dad like it, Patrick? Just because
It's a
it's
dad
nothing like
movie.
the series.
Yeah, well, luckily he loves action movies, so
Oh, good.
like from 85 to like 2000, I'd say that is my hotspot of action because my dad would rent like every horrible action movie ever made. So he was all in on this one, even though, it probably wasn't much like the
Perfect.
TV show.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, at all.
yeah. Because I know a lot of the actors kind of, I guess, disavowed this movie, if you will.
Oh, from the original?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if that's maybe because they were going to be killed off early on in the movie or something, like,
Mm,
or just like
Yeah.
bit parts, and maybe that's why they want to be in it. But
oh yeah.
I just remember my dad being
Hmm.
kind of thrown off that there wasn't like people from the show in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they thought like they read the script, but the script was, rewritten so many times. But
Yeah.
one of the versions, yeah, their cameo was just them dying,
Oh wow.
and they all, yeah, and then pretty much you show up and be like, "Hello," and then they die.
Yeah.
And I know Martin Landau was especially pissed, and
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
they actually asked Peter Graves to come back because Jim Phelps, the role which is played by
Mhm.
John Voight, that's his original character
Oh, okay.
from the TV show. But then, he didn't want to do it because of what happened. I don't want to spoil it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the credits said
but
you did that, so you're
okay,
good.
right. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, because he's like he thought it was so disrespectful that he was going to be his character would be portrayed as a traitor.
Sure.
Right? And they all, they were all like, "There's no action. Mission Impossible is about mind games." And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
there's just a major disconnect. It's kind of a shame that, you couldn't tie in a couple of the folks, but I'm sure that would have been a kick for anyone that knew the show back then. But yeah, I
Oh,
guess it was
absolutely.
relatively new, so you didn't know what you were getting. Then you get Mission, or what is it, after Mission Impossible, it's like Charlie's Angels hits big,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just
Mm,
snowballs after
right.
that.
Oh yeah. I think this is one that we would have rented on VHS. I I doubt that I would have stayed awake throughout this whole movie. It may have been a movie that I because I remember a lot of movies as a kid that we would rent. If I fell asleep during it, I would just get up, Saturday morning and just rewatch the, second half or whatever. So that's probably because I remember the ending of this movie. But I definitely think I would have been too checked out in the middle of the movie, aside from the big, stunt in Langley in the middle,
Right.
and then I may have watched this one other time between
What?
then and now.
Wow.
Yeah, this is not a movie that
Really?
yeah.
Jeez.
I
Wow.
remember as a kid, this movie bored me. I just didn't
What?
care about this movie.
Oh my God.
What? This was like one of the top action heart
Yeah.
pumping movies of the time.
I know I was 13 when this came out.
Yeah,
I
you were
think it
13.
just
You weren't like 8 years old or 6 or something.
I
How
don't know.
did this not get
This
you?
one just missed me.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah.
disappointed, man.
Wow.
Disappointed.
Well, I mean,
Feel the shame.
it gets
Feel
better,
it. Okay.
So I was such a big like Tom Cruise fan growing up. I mean, I still am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Admit it.
He
He's an
looks the
amazing
same.
actor.
He
It's just
is.
too bad
Yeah.
with all the
He's
other stuff. The other
yeah.
stuff overshadows it, right?
Even still, like his movies are still fun to watch. I enjoy watching his movies. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
magnetic.
and so
That's crazy.
he
Yeah.
is. He's intense.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw Oprah's
So
couch. Yeah.
the
He's intense.
combination of Tom Cruise and also I'm a big U2 fan, and so it was the drummer and the guitarist,
Mhm.
Larry Mullen Jr. and Adam Clayton, who remixed the original Mission Impossible song for this movie.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
actually,
That's
my
cool.
first introduction to this movie was their music video for it, and I was like,
Nice.
What?
what it? Oh, there's a movie. Yeah, I know. So I went the other way around.
Yeah.
Like,
I caught
Interesting.
I caught that there's a Cranberries song at the real tail
oh
end of
my
the movie.
gosh, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
know. It doesn't fit. It's
It
so
doesn't,
weird.
no. You can tell someone just said, "Okay, what's a big song right now?" Or "What's a big band?" Like,
Exactly, like
let's just
huge. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Oof.
you're like, how much money did you pay to have that song in there that doesn't fit?
Yeah.
Wow, I'd never heard of anyone going from the music video to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's me. I
such
was like,
a
ooh, what's this?
that's such a roundabout way to get to a movie. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before. Mm.
Did you see this in theater or was this
Oh, I did. Yeah, once I found that out, my older sister and I went because she's a big she likes action movies, and
mm,
I think I was too young that I would have needed an adult to go with me.
oh, okay.
So yeah, because I would have been like what 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's nothing too crazy in this movie, so it's
No.
not really that
yeah, we live in a
bad.
small town.
Yeah.
They'll just kind of let you in.
I like the opening bit with it kind of opens on this scene that there's people behind the scenes watching what's going on in another room, and I it's so
Oh,
easy to
Kiev.
see. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so easy now to see, like, well, that's clearly Tom Cruise in a mask, in makeup.
What?
But I don't know. Is it just obvious now because obviously the premise and that they wear a lot of masks, or would people have been surprised, I guess, in '96 when this comes out?
I don't know
I
if you're
think they
paying
totally would have been
attention.
surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention at
Yeah.
the time. Like, because it's on like
Okay.
a little screen and you don't really see him until he takes the
Right.
face mask off. And
Yeah.
I think the more jarring thing is when he's playing the senator
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're watching him on the TV interview, and you're like, wait, conveniently the
Mhm.
senator looks like Tom Cruise in a mask.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely more akin
Yeah,
to like looking like Tom Cruise. And I think, Emilio Estevez is very distracting, because he was a
Mm,
big star at the time.
yeah,
sure.
So I don't think you would have paid attention. You would have been like, oh, there's something going on, but
Yeah.
I'm invested because Emilio's invested.
yeah.
And
Plus,
P.S. It's
yeah,
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
And you got Claire over there that's clinically dead or something. So you're kind of
Oh, right. Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
attention to her, and I like kind of sort of paying attention to the jerk that's like yelling at the other guy and smacking him around.
Yeah.
So I think they misdirect you enough where it's not too bad. But yeah, never underestimate Emilio.
Yeah. I, I like that this movie does have a little opening sting before the credits. We're very used to that with James Bond movies.
Yeah.
And this one, like a lot of those, it's fairly unrelated to the plot of the movie. It's just kind of an unrelated sequence that just gives you a little taste of what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of gives you an intro of some of the
yeah,
characters, I guess.
and
how
they get
was it?
they. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm so curious because I had this weird feeling because like how did you feel seeing all these classic tropes that are now tropes, right,
Oh.
for the entire franchise, like the face pull, the opening of the stage? You're just like, oh yeah, they've done that before, and I was like, no, but this would have been the first time.
I remember the mask thing being such a huge part of this one, and I don't know if they did that at all in the TV series, if that was even a thing then.
I know that there was like a master of disguise character,
Okay.
so I don't know if it was like the actual mask, but
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it just became so ridiculous in the second one because everyone was just pulling face mask, face mask, face
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah, I think it all started with Scooby Doo, really.
Right.
Oh, good source material.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's what I think of every time he takes his face off. I'm like, oh no, it's old man Carruthers. He owns the
I
amusement park.
would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
I know, I just can't help it. That's what I think of every time.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got. I don't know about you guys, but the Mission Impossible theme song, just like I can't not like hum along with it. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
impossible to do.
I get it.
I know they do those like YouTube challenges, like try not to sing or whatever
Oh yeah,
the songs. And
React.
this,
Yeah.
I would die. I'd be done. I could not do anything to the song. Like I'd have to like bob my head or
Yeah.
even when I'm like
Mhm.
playing Spy, like with my daughter, we make the Mission Impossible music while
Yeah.
we're doing it. So
Aw.
it's
That's
like
awesome.
That's awesome.
took her a while before she knew what I was doing. She probably just thought it was weird, but you know.
I was gonna say, does she think that you just made that up? You're like, yeah, I came up with that. That's spy music.
No, the internet's out there now, so I can't get away with that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
true. You
easier
can't
for
take
my
that
dad
credit.
when he told me he invented the kite. I was like, oh, okay, sweet.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you can get fact checked by an 8-year-old now, so
Yeah.
gotta watch out.
There were a few names in the credits that I recognized from other. Rob Bottin was someone that I fell in love with his work in. He was the makeup and creature effects guy in The Thing, so came up with like a lot of the crazy monsters and so when I saw his name, I was like, okay, I bet that's why the masks that they wear look as good as they do. I bet that's him doing that stuff. And then John Knoll is a guy that he's like an ILM guy, and like so he worked on Star Wars. He was like he came up with a story for Rogue One, and he also like invented Photoshop. So
What?
Jeez. Wow.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's insane. Hey, what do you do? No big deal. Invented Photoshop.
yeah,
It's like, wow.
I'm envious of those people that are like, I need this, nobody can do it good enough,
yeah,
so I'm just gonna invent it myself.
yeah. This doesn't exist, and I need it to. So
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, I'm a horrible human being.
yeah,
Let's move on.
All right. Yeah, we all suck. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like that we go to this room, and this is in Prague, I think. No,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting ahead of
So
myself.
we were in Kiev, now we're in Prague, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to
He
the
has
air.
to go to the airplane first.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
and he gets his little secret mission that
Oh yeah.
I love that stuff. The tape that it
Disintegrates.
yeah
Self-destructs.
it turns into a puff of smoke, and then as that smoke is rising, like he exhales the cigarette that he's smoking. So it's just a nice, I don't know, just like nice choice there.
It's such a Brian De Palma moment. I'm like,
Yeah,
ooh.
there were a lot of those moments in this movie, and I guess I will say, like, out of the rest of the franchise, this is the one that's the strangest because it is more of a Brian De Palma movie than an action spy movie. It certainly
Yeah.
has those elements, but like this one, it's a lot moodier. There's some like thriller moments, or some like
Yeah.
you know, this one, because it is Brian De Palma, I think if he maybe had a little bit more control, and I don't know that he didn't have full control, but I would almost expect him to lean into more of the '90s like erotic thriller type genre.
Well, I think you nailed it. I don't think he had full control because this is Tom Cruise's first producing credit.
Yeah.
He was the
Okay.
one who approached Paramount to make this because they had the rights from the series. So this was like, this is Tom's baby. And so
Yeah.
yeah. And so a number of research I did, it was like Brian had to talk to Tom. Like
Mhm.
there was like always a conversation about what Tom wanted to do versus what Brian wanted to do.
Okay.
Oh, that must have been
And,
fun.
and Tom wanted, obviously he loves the action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we can tell from all the other movies.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that Brian was against action. I think he wanted that mood though. He wanted more of a balance, which I think he
Yeah.
got.
Oh yeah.
It's weird. I know it's an action movie, but it didn't feel like an action movie, and that's probably
Mhm.
what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it almost felt more like a Hitchcock kind of film.
Right. Yeah.
where it's like a suspense, who done it, like distractions here, distraction. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I'd say at that point of the '90s would be an action movie. Like
Right.
it's not like Stallone or
Oh my God,
Schwarzenegger.
yeah, or Schwarzenegger,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
it's
there's no gun shootouts even. Do you know what I mean? Like all the
yeah.
Yeah.
action, right? It's all they had the mind games, cat and mousing and
Mhm.
gadgets, but yeah.
Yeah. There's very little gunfire in this movie. I hadn't really thought about it until. Um.
Yeah. The biggest weapon moment is the knife that falls
Yeah.
later
Yes.
on.
I mean, and Phelps puts together a gun at the end of the movie on the
Right.
train, but he only he shoots it a few times, of course. But yeah, can't
Like
think of.
Ethan does not shoot a gun the entire
Yeah,
movie.
that's
It's
interesting.
crazy.
Yeah.
He throws a pair of glasses. That's about it.
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, and
So
play and
weird.
does sleight of hand
Oh
tricks.
yes, I can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about sleight of hand. Um, I do like though, he Phelps gets his mission briefing. So is that flight attendant is she an agent?
I
Yeah, she'd
know,
have to
because
be.
I'm like, you have to be like,
Yeah.
who is this woman?
Like she's
Well, he
really
says
like
like
insistent,
she's like, or wait, he says, maybe you could recommend something for me.
Mm, yeah.
Because originally he says, no, I'm more of a theater person or
Yeah.
something like that.
Because she asks if she wants to watch a movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's pretty pushy at the end of the movie too, if it's the same lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the same lady.
Yeah, I thought so, but yeah, she does the
Yeah.
similar thing. So yeah, she's got to be
Um,
like, one of Kittredge's, many folks
right.
out there.
The real working class agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Um,
get
The unsung heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
So
like that it goes to, I think this is when we go to Kiev and it's the team, they're all meeting back up and he's got a new mission for him. The audio message that Phelps gets says, you can pick your own team, but we'll go ahead and pretty much go to your regulars, and of course that's going to be like his wife and a few of the other kind of players here at the beginning. But I do like that we get this like sit down with all of them and they go through the plan and everything makes sense. You know what they're after. How they're gonna do it. And yeah, I just really like this scene.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. I said I loved the team dynamics. Like you
Yeah.
got so much in just them interacting with each other.
Well, and like Ethan and Jack, Tom Cruise and Emilio Estevez, they play off each other really well.
Yes.
They're out of the group, they're the ones taking things, maybe less serious than everyone else, and they're just joking with
They're the
with
young
Jim.
guns. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have really
Nice.
good chemistry. Yeah,
Emilio's previous
Um,
film. I like that.
yeah,
Young Guns.
Oh yeah, you got that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, what was it? Because
Um,
Cruz and Emilio were in The Outsiders back in the '80s, right?
Yep.
yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
So they've spent some. Okay.
Got it.
I knew they were in some kind of ensemble. I just couldn't. It's blanket. I thought it was Young Guns at first. So, but yeah, I guess it was The Outsiders. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's like a little mini reunion.
yeah.
So Tom actually did do a cameo in Young Guns, and it was also
Oh,
uncredited.
Okay. So I'm
Mm.
not totally insane. Okay.
No,
Nice.
you did it. You got it.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Go me. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to learn all about Claire's horrible coffee, I guess. And
Yeah.
I don't. It's such a weird topic to bring up.
Yeah, but it keeps it light and
Yeah.
everyone can relate to bad coffee.
I guess.
And I think it's to
yeah.
also show off that like Jim's going off to fancier places. He's getting soft. Oh, where'd they put you up? They said that. They're like, oh, he's getting soft in his old age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a ballsy move. Like
Yeah.
saying that right
I
in
know.
front
I
of
Yeah.
kind
him.
of thought that too. I was like, dang.
Like, damn, he's right
And
here.
it's also I'd be willing to bet that Tom Cruise is now older than John Voight is in this movie.
Oh
But
man, that's so crazy.
isn't it? Yeah.
No.
I mean, if not, they're probably really close.
No way. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, he was 58. Jon Voight when this
Okay.
came out.
John was
So
58. Oh yeah, Tom is
Tom Cruise is in
definitely.
his 50s. I
Tom
know
is
that.
no.
Wow. Okay,
Let's
now I'm
see. Where? How
depressed.
old is he? He's 50. He's 59.
Holy crap.
That's awesome.
Wow, you nailed it.
Good Lord. Okay,
That's
I
awesome.
think Hollywood must have figured out a way to de-age
Yeah.
and isn't sharing it because I don't get it. Although, to be fair, I was watching Rescue 911 from 1988, and a 22-year-old looked like he was about 49 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe people just lived a lot harder back then.
Oh, I think
Lots of
so. Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, though. Yeah, he comes across as way older
Mm-hmm.
than Tom Cruise comes across now. Like, okay, that's just gonna ruin the
Yeah.
rest of my day, Travis. Thanks a
Wow.
lot. Okay.
Well, if you think about
That's
it, Tom Cruise
crazy.
looks really, really young
He
for
does. He
his
looks real
age.
young
Yeah.
when
Like
he.
he's always had a boyish looking face.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think it blew my mind that he's
Whew.
like 59, so he's almost 60 for crying out
I
loud.
know.
Good Lord. Okay.
I
Want
like
to know
that.
a fun fact about
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and running? Apparently, the more he
Oh, please.
runs, the more successful the movie is, the more money it makes.
Mm,
They've actually
That
timed
makes
this
sense.
out. So that's
that's
probably why
awesome.
he looks so good. He's just running all the time.
He should have ran more in a couple other movies then.
The Mummy one.
Yeah, that one didn't have a lot of running.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
why.
War of the Worlds. Didn't that have some running? I don't know. We're at the look
Maybe
into
Oh,
a
that
he was
one.
little.
running. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a
No,
little bit.
he
Yeah.
was running. He
Okay.
was running.
Okay.
Yep. I
I
will
like
find
that.
this video and send it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I gotta
I,
rewatch every like Tom Cruise movie and see
yeah.
how much running's involved. Great.
There's a fun bit of like the tech that they're showing off here. Jack is tasked with, the like he's showing off these glasses that have the little hidden camera in them. So it's like
the
in
novelty
some
size glasses. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so there's that, and then the gum that he
Oh, my
shows
favorite.
to Ethan.
I love what he says. What is he? He says,
The
"Hasta lasagna."
hasta
Wouldn't want to
lasagna.
get it. Wouldn't want to get it on ya.
Yeah,
It's like red light, green light. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.
yeah,
And then he says, "Don't chew it," because Cruz
Yeah.
is chomping away on gum while he's explaining it.
Mm.
I just love that whole piece.
yeah. I really like the
What?
gum. I like in a movie that like the computers that we see are just massive, but I
Uh,
like that they
yes.
do have these glasses that because these big chunky black plastic glasses, it's easy enough to understand that they could hide a camera in them, but then the simple wireframe glasses that
Yeah.
Tom Cruise wears later, they're bending reality there by the idea that they could get a camera in there, but now it's not impossible to believe that.
Oh,
But I like
they-
that they're playing with like just enough futuristic tech,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the floppy disk. Awesome.
Yeah. That is great.
That's one of those things when they show like tech, it's hard to make it look futuristic or it just dates itself so quickly.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was this
Like, though-
whole movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had it kept taking me out and sending me back in time every time I saw
Wow.
something. Like when he's getting online and he
Yeah.
like just types
Yeah.
in
Oh yeah,
internet
those
access.
emails. Those
Mhm.
emails.
How every
Uh,
keystroke makes the computer makes a sound every time the
Yeah.
cursor does something.
Well, that and Luther's hacking, where it's like
Yeah.
he's just typing in what he wants it to do, like
Yeah.
disable connection,
Yeah.
and then it does it.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
Like,
I don't know,
wow,
it's
is
just
that what-
funny.
Is that what coding is? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Anyway, we'll get
Okay, so-
into it. I mean, the whole movie's got it. So
Did any of you watch MacGyver?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
The
Yeah.
show? So did the bubble gum when he's like, "Don't chew it"? Did you not think that was them making fun of MacGyver because it's like he could stop a bomb with bubble gum? That was like one of the big
Ooh,
episodes.
I like that.
Oh, I don't know, maybe, but
Yeah, because
Huh.
the trope with MacGyver was it's like paperclip and bubblegum or chewing
Yeah.
gum. So,
Yeah.
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 I like that. I
Hmm.
could go
Okay,
with
cool.
that.
Nice,
That's
thanks.
awesome. See, the
feel
scene's even
heard.
better now.
The POV camera, once their mission, I guess we should say their mission is to go to this it's not an embassy, or is it an embassy?
Some kind of
Maybe I'm-
government installation
me
with
think of-
Marine guards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've got to go to this event. And their mission is to catch someone, take photos of someone copying this this it's called the knock list, this list of government agents all around the world and all their true identities. So their job is to just catch someone in the act of copying this list, and that's where the photographic glasses come into play. So they're coming up with like the Kristen Scott Thomas. I didn't catch who she's playing or her character's name, but she's somehow like her character is already like has an in. She's already undercover in that embassy.
Oh, yeah.
There's another lady.
Right,
I'm not
A liaison or something.
full. There's another lady, and she's like positioned on the stairs, and is just kind of their lookout. I'm not sure
The
what
most suspicious person ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the way she's dressed too.
Mhm.
And she's just standing alone, just looking. Like,
Yeah.
so weird.
But then Ethan is meant to portray this, Virginia senator who luckily is like, the IMF. They know where he is. They're keeping him kind of occupied so that Ethan can pose as him, and then they feel like they need to save the reveal of him as this senator, even though they've already shown him on TV. But I think you're kind of meant to not understand that that's Tom Cruise playing the senator the first time you see him. But then they do this weird POV thing of him walking around the party until they do reveal him. But it just took me out of it. It was a little strange.
Yeah. I mean,
Didn't mind the POV.
Yeah.
No?
No, I think, you gotta think back to 1996. Like, I don't think that was used too much in a spy
Yeah.
film. So I think that to me was super inventive and how people were interacting with him, right? You could
Yeah.
see how they were from his reaction. And I did like seeing, because then what you could use as a device was then jump from the other agents' POVs to see, like for instance, the girl on the balcony could see when Kristen Scott Thomas's character marked the guy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like showing off their tech and their tactics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I liked it, because usually a POV thing can seem pretty gimmicky, but I think it was used to show how they work as a team. So that I was like, hey, I'm cool with that.
I think I thought of it was more of a device to hide the reveal of him posing as the senator, but for me it's like, well, you've already shown that with him being on
right,
TV.
on TV, yeah.
It may have been more to not show the mask as much, so you don't get as much. Hey, that's Tom Cruise in a mask.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling, because you barely until he gets to the elevator, you don't really see him.
Right.
And oh god, after he takes his glasses off, it just gets weirder looking. Like, I don't know, his eyes were just bizarre in that mask. But yeah, at first I thought it was like, because they keep showing Phelps and the eagle's nest or whatever the heck he called it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was
crow's
like we
nest,
were
yeah.
the crow's nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I thought we were like watching it through his point of view, like on the screen.
Yeah.
But
Oh, right.
I thought that whole POV thing and everyone having a camera was just really cool way to show the control that he had back at the nest.
I did like that with the other elements of this mission that eventually goes wrong, and you see Ethan being able to watch Phelps as he's kind of in trouble and that sort of thing.
And I will say I didn't know much about wireless technology at the time this movie came out.
Okay.
And we still do not have as good a picture quality as they do in this movie.
Yeah.
Those glasses were in the basement and probably
Yeah.
protected by the layers of lead or something.
Yeah.
And crystal clear picture. So,
And their connection,
guys.
they're real time, right?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No
their
delay.
Bluetooth is unreal.
At the time, I didn't know anything any better, so I was just like, "Oh, cool, future." Now I'm like, I wish.
Well, we got something to aspire to now.
Right.
You gotta
That would
make
be
it,
kind of
Patrick.
that would be kind of funny though.
This is your chance.
Yeah. Be
Yeah,
like John Knoll.
switch it.
Invent the.
Invent this.
Yeah, but then the dude that made 5G, everyone thinks he's trying to turn everyone into zombies or something. So I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to go that
Right.
route. I don't
True.
know. That seems. I'll go away from technology.
Okay.
I'm gonna invent like the stick and hoop game or something. Something real low tech.
Silent
I'm
Velcro.
gonna go. Yeah,
Ooh.
but I would like to see a buffering screen on the watch at least. You know, he's pulled the gun out, he's shooting, he's already fallen in the water, then he sees it happen. You know,
Right.
something more realistic, but that's just nitpicking.
Haven't really mentioned that they've got Jack, Emilio. He's the tech guy, and he's kind of behind the scenes operating in the elevator shaft. And there's some fun stuff there, like he's can't get the doors open, or he's got to like in real time has to upload her identity to the
Yeah.
list of people who are allowed to access the elevator that they're getting on to go to the area that they want to go into, and he's got to be doing that. And then
Tech guys have a lot of bad timing, I noticed. Because
Yeah.
Luther does the same thing with the fire alarm later.
oh yeah
Like they're there already, and they're like, "The alarm's going off." No, it's not. And Mississippi, hey, it's going off. Like,
yeah
there's a lot of weird, laggy tech jobs that should have
Mm.
been done ahead of time.
yeah
Yeah, it lags there, but all the
Yeah,
computers
that's where the
don't
lag
lag,
is.
right?
Human lag. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah, I mean Emilio, his character, nothing's
Oh.
gonna go wrong. I love him. He's doing great work. And then the grossest ending to a
yeah
person in a movie.
I
It's-
know.
it's pretty jarring.
Yeah.
I knew that he gets killed in this elevator shaft. I did not
Yeah.
know or remember that they show it.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
gruesome.
It really is. Yeah
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't like lay down
Yeah.
or something. He
Try
just
to get out of the way. Yeah.
opens his mouth and enjoys.
Hey,
I don't know. It's weird.
He's a tech guy, not a field guy.
Yeah.
Tech guy. Yeah.
I don't
They don't
know.
train you to duck and weave.
He ducked into that little elevator cubby when the elevator came
I
up.
know. Yeah.
He's got some skills. I
Damn
just,
it.
I don't know. It was just a weird way to go. But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that was shocking because I was like, no, Coach Bombay.
Yeah.
No, I
Marty
know.
Jugs. I was like, oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
It was a really
Um,
good setup too because Jim's like, "Oh, I don't have control, Jack,
Yeah.
Yeah.
setting
yeah.
that because he overrode the elevator
Yeah, I
for
was surprised by that.
remember.
Yeah.
So he was like,
he
"I
opened
can
the
override
doors.
it." I'm like, "Oh, so you have control exactly." But
Mhm.
then he was like, "Oh no, now I don't have control."
Yeah.
I think this is like the first sort of like hint as to like what.
Yeah, 'cause,
So
I
the
mean-
this mission is really going south. And then they
Yeah.
sorry, Ethan and I wish I remembered her name.
think it's like
Maybe
Sarah.
Sarah? Okay.
Sarah Davies. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So Ethan and Sarah get out, and they, pretend to be just nobodies, just people making out in a dark corner. And then the guy that they're there to photograph, they've already got the evidence and what they need for him. And then he comes out in the open, and then they make a big deal about saying the package is in the open. I guess that kind of didn't know what the significance of that was. I think they're referring, of course, to the disc that he's got.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I didn't know when wasn't it going to be out in the open? I don't know.
I think they were just saying it first to maybe, clue in the people because one team was going to take care of following him on the inside when another team was going to follow him after he got out.
Okay.
So I thought maybe that was
Okay.
like signaling them to take over the scaling.
Okay, maybe that is.
I think I
Or-
missed something.
don't
Yeah,
know.
somebody was supposed to do one more thing.
Because I think
That-
not Hannah, Claire was supposed to tail him in the car, right?
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, she was supposed to tail him in the car. Exactly.
Oh, that's right, because they
So
made
I
a
think
point
Hannah
of,
was going to
of-
join her in the car. And they were
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah, so Hannah goes and joins Claire, and then they're supposed to tail him, but she
Right.
hadn't come yet, so they were waiting for that.
I remember they made a point in the planning phase of saying
Yeah.
of driving the route like that earlier that day, or to familiarize herself with the city streets of Kiev, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, I don't know what everyone's roles are, but that makes sense. So, and then like once the package is in the open, and then it just turns into this, real moody, real like thriller, suspense kind of vibes.
I
A lot
love
a lot
it.
of
Yeah.
fog. Yeah, I do too.
A lot of blue colors.
Yeah.
So I've been to Prague and I've been on that bridge,
Okay.
Charles, and it's really you're covered on both sides of the river. So I looked it up because I'm like, it's not lit like that. How do they
Mm,
do that? And yeah, it took them tons of logistics. So
yeah.
apparently they had to like backlit it in order to create the atmosphere, and it took like about 2 weeks to
Cool.
figure out how to light it.
Oh wow.
And it had 11 generators and there were hundreds of lights. So
Huh.
apparently a bunch of amateur and professional Czech photographers started coming out of nowhere because they're like, wow, I've never seen it lit like this. And taking pictures
awesome.
of the
Yeah.
landscape.
Huh.
It's crazy how little things like that can be so complicated.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
would have never known it'd take weeks and all these resources to do like a shot that you wouldn't
Exactly. It
even
wasn't
know.
that. Yeah, because he was like on the bridge, he runs to the bridge, he runs. It's
Yeah.
not too many things, but it was enough that, yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's
crazy.
crazy. What's his face? Phelps running on the bridge
Hmm.
was probably the worst acting I've seen John Voight do, and that includes when he winked after getting regurgitated by an anaconda. So
Nice.
Oh,
um, yeah, I don't know. I was watching it, and maybe it's because I know he's full of it.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
he's saying,
right.
I think I'm being followed, Ethan,
Yeah.
like I don't know, it just seems so bad. I was
See,
like,
and I
Phelps is
couldn't
a horrible
remember
actor.
all of the, I couldn't remember where all the twists and turns were, coming. So I was trying to pay more attention to this whole sequence to see if, okay, if I will I spot things that I'm not supposed to, or will I be able to piece things together? Because I know
Yeah.
that there were twists and turns and betrayals and that sort of thing. I just couldn't remember like who all the players were as far as who's in on it, who's gonna
mm,
turn and that sort of thing. So some of them then later were genuine surprises.
Okay.
But yeah, I like that. It basically, as far as Ethan is concerned, his entire team gets killed. Including the mark that they were sent to observe. And you don't
It's
see who kills them, and that's another like I was trying to figure out. Okay, I was thinking it was Phelps who stabbed the guy that they were tailing, but
mhm.
then like the next second later they show Phelps, he's still on the bridge. I was like, okay, it's not him. Then I'm thinking, well, maybe it's Hannah, and then no, she obviously she blows up in the car, and then it's like, well, is it Claire? And then they I think I
Well,
can't
you think
remember if
Claire's
they
in the car too,
Yeah, you
yeah
assume Claire's in the car
because
yeah.
you saw
because he
her
runs
earlier.
by and you
Yeah.
saw her earlier. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was
but it's
for
ambiguous. Yeah.
yeah, for me there was still enough of the mystery that really
Okay.
worked. So I'm sure next time I watch this movie, that aspect of it is going to be obviously will already be won't be a surprise, but
Yeah. I mean,
it
they have
was it was
a
fun
few
this time
things in
around.
there, but like I didn't put together the whole knife at the
Right? Yeah.
thing, and then the new guy that shows up with the knife. I never put that together until they did the the
The
look
reveal
back
or the
and or flashback.
The
Jeez, couldn't.
flashback to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. Me
So,
too, even though I've seen this movie like tons of times. I just haven't in a long time and I was like, "Whoa, look at that massive knife." And it like didn't occur to me when he was like no killing, right? With the knife
yeah.
yeah.
in Krieger's hand. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
click that. I was like, "That's a big knife." Again, like not getting it.
Yeah, I think the only thing I ever noticed was that guy looking at Hannah on the stairs that was like the waiter,
Okay. Yeah.
because he was like the most obvious, I think.
I really
Oh, I
like
know that
that sequence.
the drunks.
Yeah, Yeah.
The
Yeah.
couple like being drunk. Like I was like, they're a little too
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
They're just like
I know one guy almost falls in the river,
Yeah.
like, going downhill
Yeah, there's a
quick on
fun
those.
I really like the sequence with Ethan. Like he kind of staggers. Uh, he assumes that his entire team's been killed. He staggers into. I guess he makes it to a phone booth. He calls some
Mhm.
secret line and gets through to Kittredge, who tells him to meet him at a certain place. And conveniently, he's also in Prague. So that's a immediate like red flag for Ethan. And then he gets there and like he immediately clocks like everyone in this restaurant is part of Kittredge's team, and then yeah, he points out the drunk couple, a couple
Mhm.
people at the embassy that he clocked, as being like a second IMF team, kind of that he wasn't aware of initially. So
I
I
love
really
this
like this
ocean
scene.
restaurant. Yeah.
It's real moody. There's a lot of Dutch angles. Like they do a lot of like
Super low
um
angles and yeah.
yeah, and if there's I think it's a classic moment. Kittredge
Mhm.
tells Ethan not to get upset,
Yeah.
and the line of Ethan's, like you haven't seen me very upset, and it's just that low angle. His eyes are real dark. You can tell he's just been through the ringer, and it's a really unhinged. Tom Cruise is always kind of fun to watch. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's piecing things together, it's great to see
Yeah.
that.
And I like that once it all dawns on Ethan that this has all been about a mole hunt. The
Mhm.
knock list was never a real thing. Like this one was a fake.
Yep.
This was just about exposing a traitor. And of course now Ethan's the only one alive, so he looks the guiltiest. So,
And yeah, then
which that's
they have some lasagna and
yeah, yeah,
Boom.
coolest thing ever. A horrible idea for a restaurant, but very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, with the oceans above, it's so cool. Like the tanks
Hmm.
and all that
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. It is a cool stunt. And I remember, I mean, I think I remember there being like Entertainment Tonight, showing like here's this big stunt that they're going to show on Mission Impossible. The big deal that the him kind of getting out of the restaurant as the
Mhm.
water is coming, because it wasn't. I feel like I've seen this like behind the scenes before, and how many times they had to try and do it, or they didn't want to do it many times because it's hard to reset. You can't just dump that much water that many
Yeah.
times or whatever.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I heard that it was, yeah. So him running through the streets with the water was shot in Prague, and then the
mhm.
other portions were at the studio, like the tank exploding.
Okay,
So that was Tom's idea. He wanted that restaurant with all the tanks. And they were like, because he's like, it would look really cool. And they're like,
yeah,
okay, so if you have all these tanks and that much water, like the glass could blow. And he's like, yeah, yeah, let's do
okay,
it. Yeah, and Brian was trying to get him to have a stunt double to do it, but he didn't want it. And then they actually
Mhm.
Yeah.
did a rehearsal with the stunt double, and they were like, because he's so front and center, it's like
yeah,
it doesn't
Yeah.
really work. Tom has to do it. And they were like, they had to tell him like, you could drown. And he's like, I think this was the start of Tom wanting to do all of his own stunts.
yeah. So where he
Yeah.
realized he had a death wish.
He becomes like the American Jackie Chan at this point. Like
Yeah,
he like all about doing the stunts himself. Like I think what he learns how to fly like a helicopter later
hmm,
for other
Oh yeah,
movies.
hold
Like
his
yeah,
breath for 6 minutes.
yeah, like he does all this stuff. Like I don't, I don't know.
It's pretty
It's like him and
remarkable.
Jackie Chan are
yeah,
the only people I can think of that are like all about doing the stunts.
yeah,
Yeah,
But hey,
it's
it
true.
looked
It's
cool.
crazy.
Good job. And he's like damn near 60 and he's still doing it. So,
yeah.
but
There's another bit of spy work that I really appreciate, and that's when he goes back to the apartment.
yes.
And it took me back to watching Doctor No, and a little bit of real subtle spy work that James Bond did was he's at this hotel. He knows that people are going to try to get into his hotel room and snoop around when he's not there. So he takes a piece of hair out and like licks it and sticks it to a cabinet so he can tell later on if the hair's not there, then someone has tried to open this cabinet. And that's what seeing Ethan like grab this light bulb and he breaks it and then sprinkles all the glass around the perimeter of the doorway so he can then later on know that someone's coming. I really appreciate that little bit of I don't really call it spy work, but it's just a little something that I really liked.
I would call it spy work. It's just, a more low tech
Yeah,
DIY.
yeah, there
I
you
think
go.
that's why I appreciate it so much because it's like, oh, you're thinking, you're
Yeah,
using tactics with your given set of circumstances, right?
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
loosened the bulb so it was dark so you couldn't see the glass
yeah.
like before he went in.
That
'Cause I
reminded
was
me
like,
of
Yeah.
Godfather Part 2. Just there's
oh,
the
yeah.
young Vito Corleone, unscrews the light bulb and then stands in the dark to basically kill somebody. But
But yeah, that was a cool thing. I did mimic that with peanut shells as a teenager
nice.
to, kind of see if it would work.
Yeah.
I didn't get out much, so.
Oh, but you don't have a
And now
peanut allergy.
now your mom's upset. There's peanut shells all over her floor.
Better than glass.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's true. It's
Still
true.
effective. Just FYI.
Yeah. Yeah, so then inside when he's doing more like detective work, he's trying to figure out Kittredge said something about
Job
what
314.
how did
He
he
said
put it?
job 3-4. Yeah,
That's right,
there's
job
job
314.
number 314. Oh, no, he said job 314, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that, yeah.
And then about the arms dealer, Max. That's the
Yeah.
whole
Max at
they were gonna buy the
job314.com.
Nautilus.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
that whole
boy.
sequence is just painful to me.
Yeah.
I liked, the emailing was tedious. I actually wrote down, I was like, wow, no
Yeah.
copy and paste. Brutal.
Yeah.
But I
They've
liked
got
when he
different
was sitting
languages.
trying to figure it out and seeing the Holy Bible. Like
Hmm.
I know that's kind of like a trope, but people do that. People
Yeah.
pick passwords or use
Yeah.
things around them. So
Yeah, and what was it? Was it Usenet or Usernet or
I think
something he was
so, yeah.
searching?
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently was a thing. I think I was too young to know what Usenet
Same
groups
here,
were,
yeah.
but apparently
yeah,
that
I
was
didn't
an
know what
actual
that was
thing.
either.
Yeah, I heard some older folks talking about it, so I knew it was
Yeah.
actual. It was like chat rooms in a way, or Reddit like today.
Yeah.
Mm,
Just like
all
groups
right.
of threads of people talking, basically. But yeah,
Hmm.
I found it weird that he searched job and there were no Usenets for job.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you know?
what?
Wouldn't
No
there be like
searches?
so many?
I
Yeah.
was like, man, the internet was really empty back then. There's like only
Yeah.
127 rooms here. Okay.
Right. Hmm.
But yeah, it was interesting but painful to watch at the same time.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like the whole time just like this is not how the internet works. Please stop doing this.
One thing I really was surprised by, I think because I am so used to watching James Bond movies, and they established the thing with the glass in the hallway as his perimeter like alarm, and so when he hears the broken glass being stepped on, he doesn't jump into action mode. He's more afraid. It's this vulnerability that you see where he's terrified. He doesn't know what's going to come through that door. He doesn't get up to grab his gun and be ready for what comes in the door. What he initially sees is Phelps kind of return, and he's bloody, and then you realize he's hallucinating because he's so tired and just worn out that it's actually Claire. And then that's the moment where he has his gun. But it's like, it could have been anybody. It could have been, whoever killed the rest of his team could have been coming here, and he doesn't spring to react until they're right there on him. So I thought that was
Yeah, he's
really
not like a
surprising.
superhero.
And
He's yeah.
yeah, I really appreciated
I
that.
really I liked it too. Because it shows like they've always worked as a team and that's kind of been a safety net and like he's now all by himself out in the
Mhm.
open with no support. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a little caged down, like an animal backed up into a corner, right? He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I was just gonna say I felt bad for Claire in this scene, kind of coming into
Yeah.
it. Like, it's her presence in the scene is hard to track
Yeah.
because it's like she's kind of out of it with the shock.
I
But
wrote down shock was what I thought
it's
she was going through.
yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like, I don't know if it's the fact that I know she's lying now, but it seemed like she was acting during that.
Mm,
Like, it didn't seem believable because she was just like repeating stuff over and over, and I
yeah.
don't know. It was just weird. Like, it didn't connect like I thought it should. But
Okay. For
that's the
me,
hard part with that. Like rewatching a movie a bunch of times, though.
gotcha. I think for me, it played a little more genuine
Yeah,
because you never know how someone in shock is supposed to react or is going to react. She was just very
yeah,
out of it and was just kind of repeating things and he
yeah,
is more angry and upset and confused and kind of yelling at her, whereas is it doesn't seem like that's phasing her at all. So to me it played as genuine shock when now I know, well,
yeah,
she's in on it, so she is acting.
yeah,
um,
Yeah.
um
I read it as genuine
yeah,
because, like
you're
he
meant
tells
to, you're
her,
supposed to,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he
yeah,
tells her her husband's dead. So that's a
yeah,
great sort of like, oh God, what's happening? And when I know when people are in shock, sometimes they repeat things. So
yeah.
that to me that seemed believable. And she was saying legitimate stuff. She's like, if we abort, come
Oh
back here
yeah,
at
but
4. We come back at
right,
yeah,
4. Because he's like, what took you so long? And she's like, we come back at 4. That's the plan.
yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah. This was another kind of beat where I almost expected it to be uh more of a Brian De Palma, the erotic thriller kind of thing to come into play. Because physically, Ethan and Claire end up in bed together, not in a sexual way, but I almost expected, like I not expected, that's not the right word. I could almost see, like, imagine that De Palma wanted it to be more sexy. This shouldn't be a
Mm.
sexy moment because it is, a woman in shock about her husband, and this guy who is very emotional, like just uh, frazzled, But it just it felt like they were going for something. I don't know. I don't know if you guys got any weird vibe from that or
Well,
yeah,
it's definitely supposed to be like they have like sexual chemistry. And there was kind of
yeah,
hints of that earlier,
right, yeah,
and when they were chatting, like, in the big group scene. And I do know that there was in the original trailer, there's a scene of them making out. Like there
hmm,
was supposed to
okay.
be a sex scene that got cut, like a seduction scene, I
Okay,
guess.
that makes sense for later
Yeah,
on. There's
so
a moment between them.
exactly. So I
yeah,
Okay.
think, yeah, they kept this, but then got rid of the other one because it kind of tonally didn't fit, which I,
Yeah.
I totally can tell.
Yeah.
But I like having this here just because at the end it makes sense why because it's like Ethan has to be attracted to her, has to be, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Sure.
like this was setting that up for him to
Mhm.
fall in love with her.
so yeah, I thought he had the best chemistry with Max.
Oh
That's pretty
yeah, I
good.
liked him with
Oh
Max.
I mean, it was hot. They
Yeah,
were gonna
yeah.
go at it.
Yeah, let's talk about Max. We ended up they've got this meeting set up and the guy that he gets this email response, meet at this park bench, ask so and so for a light, and the guy that he interacts with is this long-haired blonde guy. I instantly recognize him as one of Hans Gruber's henchmen
Yep.
in Die
Yeah.
Hard.
I think we all did. We were
Okay.
like, yeah.
And he's like the assassin in The Living Daylights, one of the Timothy Dalton Bond movies.
Oh,
Oh,
I
So
that's
must have
right.
forgotten that.
he's the guy
Isn't
with
he a ballet dancer? Like a trained ballet dancer?
oh, okay.
Am I misremembering? Is that him?
Oh, I don't remember that. I know in Living Daylights his name is Necros, and he's like posing as a milkman, and then he gets onto this he
Oh god,
infiltrates
I know it's
this
him. Okay.
MI6 base and like kills everybody. It's but yeah, so he's the guy that that takes Ethan to Max, and then they've got him like hooded, and then we reveal Max, and it's this lady played by Vanessa Redgrave. And at this point, I was like, I have no memory of this. This is all
Oh,
brand
really?
new
Okay.
information for me. So
That was a big reveal that Max was a woman.
yeah,
I love it. Oh, so I just looked it up.
Hmm.
He did go to he toured with the Moscow Classical Ballet.
oh, like in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in that movie.
Oh no, 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 no. No, I meant in real life.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember a scene of him being a ballet guy.
Yeah, like,
Um,
okay. I just remember him, holding a massive gun in Die Hard, but sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that Max was a woman for
yeah,
Maxine.
yeah. She's like this arms dealer, and yeah, I like these two playing off of each other, and it kind of turns into an enemy of my enemy, kind of thing. And they take the disc that Ethan has.
That's the disc that she got
It's the
from.
disc
Yeah.
that she got from
Okay.
It's got blood on it.
Yeah, yeah.
from the mole.
Hmm. I really like the bit where Ethan is telling her, like, you put that disc in and you're gonna have CIA on you in like 30 seconds to 10 minutes or whatever, and then
What did he say? Like Virginia Jackrabbits
yeah,
hopping
yeah,
around here or something, or farm boys or something.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But yeah, I like the whole temperature of the drive.
Oh
So,
yeah,
like I didn't know that
Oh,
I was connected to a tracking device, or however, like I didn't know why that equated to.
I
But
for some
it's still
reason I
cool.
thought the numbers that were on the display, I thought that had to do with like a almost like your bandwidth, like the I don't know, like a
Oh,
modem.
okay,
Like, I thought
it was
that was
heat
what the
related
number.
because of the hard drive heating up, probably.
Okay,
Well, and the
but
future we have here in the room. So
yeah, yeah. But it's a cool sequence.
Mhm.
They start to get raided, and they get out the side door or whatever just in time, and so that gives it builds trust between Ethan and Max. He tells
I w-
her, is this when he tells her that he can get her the real knock list for
yeah.
whatever 10
And he
million, I
wants
think.
10 million. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the
And I love
full
it.
version, like not
yeah.
just Europe.
Oh right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And also, I like too, this is kind of the beginnings of seeing Ethan as like a rogue. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
play by the rules, right? And it's like, woo. What did she say? She goes, aggressive and playful. You're a
Oh
paradox. And
yeah,
I was like,
Mm.
well, that's Ethan Hunt. I was
Yeah.
like, there he is.
and she was into it. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
the amount of
She was
smiling between
very
those
into
two.
it. Yeah, it's true. Chemistry.
Like it was weirdly the most chemistry I've ever seen somebody have with Tom Cruise. Like I don't know why, but like I could legitimately see them just going out on a date later.
Yeah.
Like I
Huh.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
But anywho, yeah. I liked Max when they left and she's like, "Oh, he'll never let me have one of his apartments again."
Oh
Because
yeah.
it all got raided and stuff. I just like little things like that where you get to
Sure.
have an inside look into Max and her like weird social circle.
Yeah.
Just a total throwaway line. Let's see, so yeah, he comes back with fat stacks of cash. Claire's on the team.
Yep.
And they're
She's
gonna
in.
go, recruiting.
Then they start like shopping the disavowed list. Like,
Yeah.
I was hoping for like more of a montage, like just
Yeah.
meeting a bunch of different people. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just trained
Yeah.
to expect a montage or something. Kind of like the movie
right.
Mystery Men.
You're
where-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's suddenly you've got Luther and Krieger are there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, then
The
they just
Net
like
Ranger.
instantly. What's that?
The Net Ranger.
Oh
Or
yeah,
whatever he calls him.
something like that. Yeah, the
Oh, so
Luther's
bad.
like this infamous hacker.
Yeah. The Mount Everest of
Yeah.
hacks. I don't know why. I think Jurassic Park ruined the word hack or hacker,
Yeah,
but like in movies,
the movie
every time I
Hackers didn't
hear
help.
that, yeah, the movie
Yeah.
Hackers, because the girl in Jurassic Park says she's a hacker, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like the phrase hacker. It's just
Yeah.
a weird pet peeve I have, I guess. And Krieger looks pretty trustworthy, so
Yeah, yeah.
I know, right?
Good
He's
lord.
not going to be a
Totally.
bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love a plan montage, and this is a
Oh
good
yeah.
one,
It's
because we
way
get
worse than
like,
you think.
yeah,
Oh, I love that.
I do love that. Yeah, where
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh no, it's way worse."
he says something about the key card, which we're not going to get.
Yeah.
Just I love like it, just telling
Yeah.
them everything that they're going to need that they're not going to have.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have this.
Yeah. And this is a great setup, and we see the I don't know, the Poindexter who's going into this secured vault that they need to break
Uh,
into.
that CIA analyst William Donlow, put some respect on his name. Jeez.
Okay.
I feel so bad for
I
him.
know. He's got a rough go. And you just
Yeah,
call him
and
some
it gets worse
geeky.
for him.
How dare he, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
It's rude. It's rude. Unsung heroes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
The one thing I can't figure out with this is how they planned to show up as firefighters, because in the montage they show that the guy carries in a drink with, and its condensation drips onto the floor, sets off the alarm, and is that what calls the fire department?
No, that
No.
just shows an example of how
Okay.
any
It-
like one drop of condensation can set off the entire
Okay.
alarm.
It was Luther that
No,
was supposed to set the alarm,
Luther
but
sets
he
it
was
off.
late
Yeah.
doing it.
Okay. Because it just the way it's edited together, it looks like
Yeah.
that alarm goes off. It sets the place
Yeah.
goes into kind of a shutdown mode, and then the fire department shows up to check out the alarm, and then they say, "Well, there is no fire in this section," until Luther turns it on. So I didn't
Yeah.
know it. That's what I thought brought them there, but I was like, they would have no way of knowing that this guy
Yeah.
was going to carry in a drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been called for that kind of thing anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd
I-
have to set it up.
I blame the editor.
Yeah. No, I can see where you would get that. Yeah. It's mainly because Luther's late and putting the alarm on. It's kind
Yeah.
of annoyingly late, but suspiciously late, we'll say.
Yeah.
If I had somebody tell me an alarm was going off and it wasn't going off, and then all of a sudden it was, and they were specific about section 21, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
That's
is
so-
one of those sequences, infiltrating this vault. Like it's
Iconic.
iconic. Yeah, it's a game changer. Everyone was ripping this off or parodying, like just him rappelling down, from the ceiling. Like that is just, yeah, like you said, it's iconic.
And I just love how all the flashy music that we've heard, because when they start off going on this like mission, the big bum 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 bum
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
playing, and then it's no sound.
Yeah.
And it really sets the tension.
Yeah. And I still haven't figured out to this day how the temperature didn't go up with him in there. Because I thought it was supposed to be like. the
Yeah, it's
temperature of
whatever
his
that device
body.
was.
It takes him forever to get that device plugged in, and then even
know.
when it is plugged in and he's like close to the floor, it starts ticking up. Like I don't I don't quite get the whole temperature piece of this, but I let it
Right.
go.
Yeah, I don't know.
We do have, and I'm gonna call it early, my most villainous part of the movie
Okay.
is Claire
Ooh.
with the pen and the coffee.
Yeah.
I was just like, that is just horrible because that poor guy's gonna be vomiting, God knows what else, and then he's gonna end up in Alaska.
Yeah. They
And-
ship him off to Alaska.
I know, that's so sad. Some radio tower in Alaska.
Yeah. So yeah, Claire, I was not a big fan of. Although it may have been Ethan's plan, so he could be. I don't know. Whoever came up
Right.
with that is the true villain of this movie.
All right.
But I did appreciate the little microchip she planted on him
Yeah. Yeah.
because you could see it throughout. Like when he's in the bathroom yarfing, you could see
Oh,
the
was it
little.
there? I didn't even think to.
I
that's
didn't
nice.
notice it before, but in HD, like you can see
Sure.
it. So it was a nice
Okay.
little touch, kind of like how Ethan's like elbows and forearms are dirty from crawling around
Huh.
up in the what
Yeah.
you call the vents.
In the air
Like,
duct.
there were
Yeah.
little touches like that that I
Huh.
just noticed this time around.
No, that's really cool. I didn't
Oh,
notice
that's
either
awesome.
of those.
Yeah, it's like soot looking on his forearms
Right.
and elbow. It's kind of cool.
There's one bit, and I I don't. Maybe it's in a deleted scene. When Krieger is he's supporting Ethan's weight this whole time,
Yeah.
and then the
That's
rat
crazy.
comes, and obviously
Mhm.
he's terrified of rats apparently. And then that's what prompts him to kind of let go of Ethan, and he drops to the floor. And they cut back to him, and the rat's like laying there dead. So
I know. So I
Yeah.
feel like there was a cut scene there.
I'm guessing he
Did
bit it,
it?
right?
Ah! Oh, gross. Maybe we didn't need to see that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, because his hands were occupied, so I think he would have had to use his
Well,
mouth
he
to kill
lets
it.
go for a second, but that'd be
Oh,
really
maybe
quick
that's
to let go and then grab again.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that whole like he got the short end of the stick on that one, like holding Tom Cruise the whole time. You
Yeah.
think with all those gadgets, they'd have something better than what they had. It was like a plastic pulley system or something. Like it was
I was
just bending
surprised
the
that
whole time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the pulleys help, with the weight, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's still over time.
it's
It's going to be a strain.
and
Um,
it's like flimsy. Like
yeah.
every time I looked at it, it was like
Hmm.
just about to bend and snap because it was just
Oh,
like plastic looking. But I do like the armband with the noise volume
right.
Oh,
because
that
you
is
can't.
really cool.
I
Yeah.
just thought that was a cool little device that they had,
Yeah.
especially when the ropes like rubbing on it.
Yeah.
He's like toast, toast. It's a very impressive, if not overly acrobatic way of doing things.
Right. Which I love in Mission Impossible 2, part of like the villain's plan, like he's even calling out like, well, if Ethan shows up, he's going to have some elaborate, ridiculously acrobatic, flourish to achieve his objective, just calling out like this moment basically, this
Yeah.
that he has a flair for the dramatic.
Hey, it's entertaining to watch.
Mhm.
Can't deny it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And they get away, and that's when we get they regroup in London, I guess,
yes.
and that's when we get the sleight of hand little
Magic.
exposition, the close up magic, and I was like, oh, I love that Ethan is a close up magic guy.
I know it's so fitting.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's played like so earnestly, and
Yeah.
just it's the one like silly bit of
oh yeah.
performance that Tom Cruise gets to do in this movie.
He thoroughly enjoyed himself. It was like
Yeah.
finally a chance to use this.
And he's
I've
like
been practicing.
and he's even like just hamming it up,
Yeah.
like when
Hmm.
the disc disappears, he's like like pretending to be shocked, I really like that. He gets to have fun with it.
I felt bad for Krieger because he's like, Where is it?"
Yeah.
I know. He's genuinely confused. He's like,
Like he's been mesmerized by it.
Yeah. Like bring it back.
I just felt like he was a child in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
I love that they added the touch of Krieger throws his disc in the trash because well it's
yeah,
worthless, right? I love that they added that little bit once everyone's left that
yes.
Ethan retrieves it from the trash because it was the real one all along. Like that is fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. It was a weird. It, randomly, this one piece of the close-up magic made me think of like Dirty Harry, because
Mm.
he's like, I know what you're thinking. He had two discs. I was up here. He was down there. Like it just made me think of that. Do you feel lucky, Punk, when he's talking
Okay,
about how many bullets he's got left?
sure. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's
It just made me
great.
think of that. So I enjoy. Yeah, it was just a fun scene.
And that's where they. Oh, at some point, Krieger
So,
had.
yeah,
He was trying to talk to him. That's right, and then he throws the Bible that Ethan is referencing
yeah.
for his next email. He kind of tosses it onto the floor, and then that's when Ethan picks it up and realizes that the Bible is from the Drake Hotel
Drake
in
Hotel in
Chicago. That
Yeah.
Chicago.
yeah. So then it's like it all starts adding up for Ethan.
Yeah. And then probably my next favorite phone scene where he's
Oh
talking
yeah,
to Kittredge um,
yeah.
after he sees his mom and uncle hauled off.
Which
Although actually before that, Kittredge was pure evil, and I loved it. He's like,
mm,
you find something that they find, you find something personal, and then you squeeze.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Oh, it's
damn.
dark. I know.
Yeah,
It's like whoa.
Kittredge is a real bastard.
yeah, yeah. But it's the part where he's like talking to Kittredge, and he's like, uh, "You're talking to like a man that's killed his own team, like blown them up, shot them, stabbed them. Do you think hauling off Ma and Uncle are really gonna make a difference or something like that?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, "That is awesome.
Mhm.
I love that whole thing."
Yeah.
And then click. I didn't tie together that he wanted them there until he says
Right.
it, but because I was wondering why he was, staying on the line as long as he was.
Yeah.
And then he
Letting
starts looking
them
at the time,
pinpoint
so he
his.
knew how long he was on. So I just
Yeah.
totally forgot that.
I'm glad that Kitcher did say that. He goes, "Oh, he wanted us to know."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
known. And then the turn. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Phelps back from the dead. I do like that moment where he's just at the next phone booth. And you can kind of
Yeah.
tell, like, the way it's
Yeah.
shot. You can see this guy that's
Yeah.
very obscured in a trench coat and hat. And so you kind of know, okay, this is going to be somebody.
Totally. And you're also
But,
like, wait, I recognize that trench coat.
and we get our big reveals of what may or may not have happened.
Right.
Because
I
it still
really
leave
like that
Claire in
scene.
the, like, was she or wasn't she with Claire?
Yeah.
Because it shows her blowing up the car, but then it's like, oh no, he could have done it. So then it shows
Yeah.
him blowing up the car.
I
So I thought
like,
that was
yeah.
kind of cool.
I like that it kind of like it gets revised. Yeah, when
Mhm.
he's like, no, but it could have been this, and I it's a little hard to tell. Like, are we seeing what Ethan thinks happened, or are we seeing what like does he
In the
understand?
moment, yeah, I think it's what really happened and not
Yeah,
necessarily what he is. Well, it could be what he's visualizing because later on in the
I
movie, he says he figured it out
yeah,
because
Yeah.
of the
No,
Bible. So,
yeah,
because you only see those images when you're facing Ethan,
yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
And it's cool because like obviously watching the scene, you're like, oh, he's taking in what he's saying, so
yeah,
you're thinking, oh, he believes him, but then it's showing, what he
Yeah.
really thinks, and that's why it's ambiguous because he's seeing all the different scenarios. It could be this, it could be
yeah.
that, it could be.
But then he's got to like he's also doing a really good job of making Phelps believe that he thinks that it was this other person, or that he's not letting on that he knows Phelps is in on it.
Mm-hmm.
That and when he returns back to the flat, I think that's where probably any romantic scene with Claire and Ethan probably would have gone here, because at one point she kisses his hand and then it just fades to
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
It's an odd transition, because it does seem like it's leading to something, but I'm guessing that's where that would have gone.
I agree. I think that's where, if I were to edit this, that's where I would put it.
Yeah. And then there's they arrange some deal with Max, and it's all coming to like everyone, essentially all the players are heading to this train that they're going to use to transfer everything, because it's I guess they scan for guns, or that they know that there won't be any weapons or guns on the train, so that's just a smart place to conduct business like this.
Unless you got a
Um,
boombox with
yeah,
a.
yeah.
So this
thing.
is the TGV.
Okay,
The
I
French
couldn't
call it
understand
the
what they were saying.
yeah, TGV, which stands for TGV, and it's like the bullet train. And I've
Mm.
actually been on it, and it's
Oh,
supposed to be
okay.
like the fastest train. And I believe it like travels like within. You can travel from London to Paris to Brussels. So technically, you're going to different countries. So that's
Yeah.
why they scan for all that stuff.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Europe's
Bullet
weird to
train.
me. It's like,
Yeah, you can hop countries and trains. It's so crazy.
yeah.
There was a bit where Kittredge arrives in London, and they make a big deal about showing this watch strap that he looks at, and I didn't know what that was all about. I think later it makes a little more sense, but it's like they really focus on the watch strap. I don't know if it was I thought it was just edited weird. I don't know why the strap was of any significance.
I don't know if it was just to show that he's got a watch, like the watch that Ethan had, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
It was
beginning.
unclear.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't. It was kind of odd.
yeah. But then he's also got these train tickets, so it puts Kittredge on the train as well. And Max is on the train with her henchmen. Luther, of course, is there, and his job, his whole task is not to let the knock list get out. And I like that scene with him and Ethan. He's like, I am not going to let this list get away.
I know. So sweet.
Yeah, yeah,
It also shows that like out of the whole team, like Ethan trusts him.
yeah.
So, it's the start of a beautiful franchise
I
friendship.
know. Yeah, I like that the movie ends with those two. It's like, oh, they're building a friendship here. So
Right, so Max is trying to download the list once
Yeah.
so she finds out it's real, like it
Yeah.
works, and then tells him where the money is.
Yeah, it's like the
baggage
baggage
carriage.
compartment or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
If that
got.
was her, I'd at least jot down some of those names.
I know. Yeah.
I know you can't get them all, but after you can upload it, maybe try old school in it for a bit until
Yeah.
you can get it to work.
Oh, so I thought I saw this and I was right. So one of the code names is Maverick.
Oh.
Nice.
Haha, right.
That was a Tom Cruise ad, I bet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. To be fair, that is a pretty cool nickname. So
Yeah.
Great nickname.
And then Ethan goes back for he goes back to the money where the money is supposed to be.
Yeah, but we don't ever see that. Yeah, so right
Yeah.
after Max tells Ethan where the money is, she calls Job, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
says
right.
he's in the baggage carriage. And then you hear Claire, like Ethan telling Claire, I'm on my way. And she's like, I'm right behind you. So at this point, we just think that Ethan's on his way.
little do we know. Dun,
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Some more mask work. I know you were waiting for it, Travis.
Yeah, I did like this. The fake out with Tom Cruise posing as Phelps, and I thought it was funny, but kind of the giveaway is that he doesn't say anything, because I don't think in this movie they haven't established that there's
Yeah.
any kind of
The
vocal
voice, yeah.
the voice encoder or whatever. I know that that's a factor in the next movie, but yeah, I like that it's just a visual performance. So
And I think that's why Ethan's sitting down because there's such
Yeah.
a height difference, right? Between
well, I noticed
Phelps
when
and him, right?
I noticed when he pulls the mask off, the collar, like obviously it's John Voight sitting there for a minute, and then they
Yeah.
transition to Tom Cruise, and the collar, like the shirt that he's wearing, as it's like Tom Cruise, doing the dress like your dad at school day, like the
Yeah,
shirt's just way too big. It's got like this pencil neck, so I thought that was funny. And then they cut to Claire, and then they cut back, and now Tom Cruise is in like a perfectly fitted to him
Yeah.
outfit, and he takes off the big trench coat, so that helps. But that made me laugh.
And then the grossest line in the movie coming right up, thanks to John Voight.
Oh yeah.
Talking about he's tasted the goods, so
Oh.
he knew that.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
so
Yeah.
gross.
It starts off fine where it's like thou shalt not covet, thy
Yeah.
neighbor's wife. You're like, all
Yeah.
right, but then he's like, I knew it would work. I've tasted the good.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like, that's your wife, man.
It's so creepy.
Yeah,
She's old enough to be your daughter, for crying out loud. Good lord.
yeah. I think one thing I like about this movie is the Phelps and Ethan and Claire stuff. It really just plays like it's a revenge thriller. Like in any other movie, this could just be about Phelps felt like there was something going on between Ethan and Claire and decided to get revenge. This just happens to have super secret knock list and CIA involvement like it as part of it. But
Yeah, I just didn't understand why he shot Claire. Like,
well,
no
yeah.
No
That
sense to
is
me.
my most villainous moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
He's all like, "Yeah, look at my wife. She's amazing." Oh, what? Someone saw me? Bam! It's like
Yeah.
I'm out. I was like, "What the hell?"
I mean, he needs the help to get away. So it's like, why take out your only ally on the train? Like,
Well, I think it was it's fewer people that get a cut of the profit.
I guess, but dang, that's his wife.
But that's your
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
That's so cold, especially because he's like, "Oh yeah, she's the best," and then he just kills her.
Yeah. One thing I found really funny is that Phelps really easily got the drop on Ethan. Like, Ethan throws the glasses on him because he used the glasses to take his picture, basically to clue in Kittredge that Phelps is alive. Then, yeah, Ethan throws the glasses at him. They have a little scuffle, and Phelps gets the upper hand. It's
Oh yeah, elbow. That
it's
was
funny.
vicious.
It's funny to put that into context. In 20 years, Ethan is going to fight Henry Cavill and win.
Oh,
But
yeah.
here he gets knocked out by John Voight.
Yeah, but they set it up that John Voight's kind of like his dad figure, right?
Yeah,
Like taught him everything.
I just thought
Oh,
it was
man
funny that
strength.
this
That's
is
all.
not the yeah.
Yeah, when Henry
Yeah.
Cavill, loads his arms like guns
I know.
in the bathroom scene. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
You're not ready to take on your old man, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It could be like, "No, Dad." It could be a
Yeah.
bit of that,
Yeah, it's so funny to see like we talked about like there's no gunplay in this movie. There's really that's about it as far as a fight. I mean they kind of have a scuffle with somebody at Langley when they're dressed up like firefighters, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the cop was like, "Hey, where's the other one?"
yeah,
And then,
yeah,
he does this like kick, then
right,
stops Krieger from killing him. He got to flex
yeah.
his arms.
So, yeah, we get to see a very intense, windy sequence here.
Yeah, I love the stuff on the
Yeah.
roof of the train.
It was weird. Like it looked too real for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because like his hair
Well,
was just like,
okay.
yeah, I don't know.
So Tom actually went and got the biggest wind machine that they used for skydivers to practice
okay.
with.
Yeah.
He got it shipped in from the UK. Yeah, so it,
Hmm.
it is
Of
real.
course.
He wanted his face to
Yeah.
look distorted.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
do like
works.
that yeah. It really works too because it's not like he's in control. He's really just playing it by ear,
yep.
It's not like he doesn't I don't know. He barely has it figured out. He just knows that he needs to attack him at the right moment, like especially when he's trying to connect the helicopter to the train.
hmm
So yeah, it's a fun sequence.
Yeah, the explosion part that blows him back on the train is kind of crazy, but
Oh, being blown back onto the plane.
Yeah,
that was a
I
bit.
do love seeing Krieger trying to kill him with the
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
helicopter blades. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh damn."
He's like, sleight of hand this. Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Or you said no killing, I'm gonna kill.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he looked genuinely like he was enjoying the predicament that Tom Cruise was in.
Mm.
It was,
Yeah.
it was really well acted, I guess.
I forget what was his role to play in this sequence. I mean, I know in secret he's meant to be Phelps's ally, but what was his role with the rest of the team? In the original plan, or
I don't know. I mean, here he's
because it was always
obviously
with the
getaway
helicopter,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were
I
all
think
going to at some point get
use
on
the
the helicopter.
helicopter.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I couldn't remember if there was anything to that, but okay.
So I think that's his specialty. Because I know earlier he says he could fly a helicopter into Fort Knox and
Yeah.
whatnot. So
Okay.
He ends up flying it in the tunnel. Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah, that was insane. Poor conductor.
Yeah.
I know that was like such a comedic part.
Yeah.
Like when he faints at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of collateral, just everyday guy trying to do his job. You got the poor guy that gets shipped off to Antarctica. You got this guy. The
I love
guy
that
on the
the
train
gum
that gets.
comes
Oh yeah, the gum. Yeah.
back
Saving
into
the
play.
day.
Red
Woo.
light, green light.
But this the part with Luther where he's got to get the signal blocked.
Oh yeah.
For at least I'd say 7 years, if I ever saw a cell phone that was left behind, I'd just leave it
Yeah.
just because I didn't
'Cause you're
know
like,
if it was blocking something important.
You thought national security was at risk?
Yeah, you never know. I
Yeah.
didn't want to touch it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
thanks a
really
lot,
sweet.
movie.
That's such a sweet thought. Yeah. Now all these people are like, fuck, no one really saw me leave my phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you've ever lost a cell phone, it's Patrick's fault. He
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
turn
it's
it.
Mission Impossible's fault, really.
Oh,
I'm far too impressionable.
okay. And then it kind of wraps everything up with Max gets arrested, by Kittredge, and
I love that part though.
Oh,
yeah, Luther
they
turns
strike up
over.
a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Remember?
yeah,
She's like, my lawyers are gonna
Luther
have a
hands
field
over
day
the.
with this.
What's that?
She's like, my lawyers are gonna have a field day with this. And he's like, how about we
And she
keep
was
the
like,
lawyers out?
entrapment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see her movie.
yeah,
Like a spin-off of like the rise of Max. That'd be
Yeah, how
awesome.
Max became this heavy arms dealer.
yeah.
Yeah, because she's like gotta be like probably in her 60s. She's like a nice British lady on the surface, but a ruthless arms dealer underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Awesome.
it's just interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I really like the little the bow that they wrap everything up with. That just Ethan and Luther just sharing a beer at this little cafe. And they make a point to Luther is now he's no longer disavowed. Like he can he's a free man. He can work for the CIA again. Or
he's legit.
yeah.
While cranberries linger, please, in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to say that there's one background performer
Oh.
when Ethan walks up and she's playing with her hair, and it's so distracting.
Huh. I didn't notice.
You
I'm
didn't
gonna
see
have to go
that?
see
No?
No.
No.
Oh. It's just the initial walk up where he goes, he tells about how his aunt and his uncle, is that right? Are like
Yeah,
released
his
and
mom and
everything's
his
okay.
uncle.
Mom and his uncle are
Yeah.
released and everything's okay. And so during that wide shot, there's this background performance. She's just playing with her hair crazily.
I
Now
have
gotta go see
heard.
it.
I have heard that if you're gonna be an extra, do something.
Yeah.
It makes it like
Ex-
harder to cut you out, or just be doing something interesting. I guess is how I've heard it. So
She looked like she was in a hair commercial. It's like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
So obviously in the singles and the close-ups and the coverage, she's like completely cut out. They're like, do not use her.
Now I'm gonna have to go
I just
and
thought that was so
look
funny.
at that. Totally didn't see that. I was preoccupied by the backstory that they thought his uncle and mom were, what was it, Miami drug smugglers or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Like the loosest of charges to tie. To put on them.
Yeah.
Because they're like in Ireland, are they?
I didn't
In
get that.
London.
Oh, they're in London?
They-
Okay.
I assume they were in this. Oh, Luther and Ethan.
No,
Yeah.
his parents or his mom and uncle.
Oh,
No, I assume they're in the States.
they're in the States, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because he says dying slow is an expensive way to go or something to Ethan. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and so I think something too, like Kittredge says that his dad passed away and the farm and the farming lost all this money.
Yeah.
And I think he named where the farm was, and it was somewhere in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's Mission Impossible.
But we do get a sneak peek at maybe another mission coming up, and
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Of course.
The bookend. The bookend where he's on the plane and,
Yeah.
and that forceful air stewardess.
we're going to Aruba. All right.
Yeah.
And then the music.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's the I guess the YouTube version of the music, isn't it?
Yeah, the remixed one.
Yeah. It's definitely 90s. It's definitely 90s.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
I
love
feel like
it.
they did
but-
that quite a bit.
It's just
I
me.
mean, it's nowhere near as good as MC Hammer's closeout of Adam's Family.
Oh,
It's too
geez.
legit to quit, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's
All
trying.
right, you got me there.
Yep.
Yeah, got me there.
So,
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
I had a hard time with like the heroic and most villainous, and you guys kind of already talked about your.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
believe
true.
your.
Forgot about
Um,
that.
Yeah, we got so excited. We're like villainous.
I mean, yeah. I think my most villainous would also be the of Phelps shooting Claire, but I don't know about heroic. I mean, the finale itself is, it's awesome, but
Well, the
Yeah.
hero shot's the aquarium restaurant, probably.
oh yeah,
Like even the music's like it's like really
yeah,
like, hey, this is your hero. Look at him run.
yeah.
Enter Tom Cruise running.
hmm
Yes. Hey, he runs really well, so it's fun to watch.
Yeah, he pumps the arms.
Yep.
It's true.
I'd say I'd put him and I'm blanking on his. I think it's like
Robert Patrick.
Patrick from Terminator 2. Yeah, those are
Yep.
my two
Yes.
Yep.
big type runners.
He had to learn. Robert Patrick had to learn like how to run without breathing or without like looking like he's breathing heavy because
Ah,
like as a Terminator he wouldn't be breathing.
yeah, that makes sense.
So
Would
that's
need
why
it,
that
yeah.
run looks so weird is because he's like holding his breath the entire time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So weird. He also, I know he did like animal work in his preparation, and he was modeling it after a praying mantis.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah,
The
I
way
could
he
see
moved
that.
his head and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. Huh.
Yeah, no, he creeped me out for a while. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because I could never get on board with him on the X-Files because of that. I was like, he's an alien. He's going to be an alien. I know it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He's a
That's funny.
Terminator.
I just couldn't trust him. He did too
Yeah.
good a job in that movie. But
So what do we
yeah,
all think of Mission Impossible? What would everyone rate it?
I'd give it 5 floppy disks out of 5
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah,
I could watch
I-
this thing a million times over. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
It
like a
is fun.
perfect movie, but it's perfect for me. We'll put it that way.
Right on. I had way more fun with this than I thought I would. Because as a kid I just didn't care about this one, like I said. But watching it, and we just did GoldenEye, like 2 movies ago,
Ooh.
and this is better than GoldenEye to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, an opening song by U2 again.
Oh
Yeah. Tina Turner sang it, but U2
yeah,
wrote
oh
it.
yeah, Bono and the Edge did the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
yeah,
we need
no,
an offshoot of a YouTube podcast or something. All this
No,
YouTube knowledge over there.
Adam Scott already has one. It's you talking U2 to me or something like that.
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What a great title.
Yeah. I think I'm at like a 4. I could bump this to a 4.5. I really liked it. So,
You didn't fall
Nii, how
asleep.
about you?
Oh, this is a 5 out of 5. This starts
Oh, right on.
everything, right? This is
Yeah.
this is where it all starts. This
Yeah.
is the makings of all the trademarks, all the tropes, all the jokes that we know now. And I still watch Mission Impossible, even though I know exactly what I'm gonna get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's still moments in each of these new films that are exciting and or slightly different. And
Yeah.
Tom is really cool to watch. And also the inclusion of Rebecca Ferguson is
Mhm.
like she is. Have you seen her in any of these movies, or even
I-
in Doctor Sleep? Or she's an incredible actor.
I think I've only seen her in the later Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, she's mesmerizing, and I feel like
Mm.
I was like, ooh, finally, like an equal to Tom. That's just that's more cat and mouse and more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 out of 5, y'all.
Right on.
Yeah, I find Mission Impossible more enjoyable than James Bond, honestly. So
Yeah, I have. I haven't seen the new James Bond though.
Yeah, I haven't
The
seen the
latest one?
latest
No,
one.
I haven't.
Latest
no.
one.
I haven't
yeah,
either.
Yeah.
but
You're right. I find that I would be more interested in seeing a new Mission Impossible than a new James Bond.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a huge James Bond fan.
Same here, and I really love Daniel Craig as Bond. I love Casino Royale
Yes.
and
Oh my
Skyfall.
gosh.
But
Yep.
these Mission Impossible movies might be funner to watch than, because I think of those movies of the Daniel Craig Bond movies are like they're long and they're kind of dour. They're not
Kinda.
fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
So it's
yeah,
almost like they don't have like as much rewatch value,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like it's cool to watch it initially, but to watch it again, you're like, ugh, it's kind of heavy.
right.
For an
It's not a
action film, you don't
popcorn
want
film.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want action. You're like, give me adventure and action, and you know, a good theme song
yeah,
to
They
bop
both
my
have good
head
theme
to.
songs, yeah.
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 So that's all you
Hmm.
need. Good theme song.
Yeah.
Action movie halfway there.
Nee, why don't you plug something? Tell our listeners where they can check you out and
Hey, I'm on the Instagram a lot. That's probably the best place to find me.
Yeah.
My handle is at Nintendo. That's NHITENDO.
still one of the
Still
best best
I
handles.
know.
Yeah,
I still get comments about it. So
yeah.
because sometimes you have to write it in for things, and people are
Mm.
like, "Oh man, great name." They're like, "Do you like Nintendo?" And I'm like, "I do, I do." So it's a bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're on Netflix, I am in the series Made. I'm in the last episode, so
Awesome.
hang tight. And it's an amazing series. I think everyone should watch it. And I'm in a upcoming Netflix series right now, but I'm not allowed to say
Can't
its
tease us again?
name. I know. Damn these NDAs.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I think I'm looking at our schedule. We've got you coming back for Blade in 1998. So hopefully by
Yes.
then you can reveal what this mystery project is.
Blade! So exciting. Oh my God. I worked on a film with Donald Logue earlier this year.
Mm,
And I'm not going to lie, when I first saw him, all I could think about was Blade.
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, if it's on Netflix, I'm gonna say there's a 75% chance it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's half of Netflix right now.
Yep.
So
Oh my gosh.
that's gonna be my guess. We'll see if I'm
Yeah.
right.
We'll see. Oh, it's a Netflix series.
Oh,
Ah.
series. Okay,
Series,
then
not a film. Yeah. So
unless he branches out, but he's more of a movie guy, so
he is, yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
he likes to like pretty much cast all of his friends and go to tropical places.
Yeah.
That's
just-
like his really.
Yeah.
He makes movies as vacations,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. And
Yeah.
he writes them off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Smart way to do it.
As
Okay.
always, it's a blast having you on, Nee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always such a pleasure. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Patrick. I have such a good time. And then I find that, especially when we record in the like winter, I never like turn my light on over here. I'm on the West Coast, right? So
Yeah.
I find myself at the end sitting in darkness
Yeah.
by myself. So that's where I'm at, sitting in darkness, saying goodbye and thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, hopefully you crushed the light bulb outside your door so you can hear
Yeah.
anyone coming.
I will now. I will now.
All
Well,
right.
cheers, gents. It's
Yeah.
always a blast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Patrick,
what's
what do we
our-
got coming up?
Yeah, we got. Don't be jealous, but it's the Billy Zane vehicle, the Phantom.
It's amazing to me that we didn't do the Phantom like in '94. It's the fact that we still have to do the Phantom is just
Well, to be fair, I
Shocking.
thought the Phantom was the Shadow when we did the Shadow, so
well, that's true.
probably because of the word
It is
the.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The threw me off.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we got a couple fun ones ahead of the Phantom. We got the Crow City of Angels.
Yeah.
Vampirella. which I-
Vampirella. Ugh.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's gonna be a roller coaster.
We'll see about
folks.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tune in next time and hear how miserable I'm gonna sound
Yeah.
because I do not remember.
So
the
until
Phantom
then-
fondly. Yeah.
Until then, hasta lasagna. Don't get any on ya.
Just take a look around. Darkness rules the earth.
In a dangerous world,
Governments crumble. Chaos reigns.
in a treacherous time,
There is opportunity in chaos.
Evil is a fact.
We shall succeed where they have failed.
Drax is on a quest for a supernatural power.
They know far too much.
And courage
Stop them. You're the only one who can.
is a phantom.
Somebody I already killed.
There are some who say he is only a myth. Soon they will discover the Phantom is real.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Find the show on Facebook and Twitter at Real Comic Heroes. All music and audio are the property of their respective creators.